Hello, everybody. LifeWave Miracle Monday. It's great to see you guys again. Always love the LifeWave Miracle Monday. It's one of my favorite shows of the week, right? Because I see miracles. It's like remember that one movie where the guy was like, "I see dead people. Here I see alive people that have miracles." It's much better, right? All right, so just throw you guys a little winger there. I don't know why that came out, but that's good fun. That's fun, right? All right. So Dr. Annabelle is basically going to do a little intro, and you give us a little idea how we can present this information because the big pharma, which is collapsing, doesn't like certain words and certain diseases and things that we have problems with that LifeWave is doing amazing job of overcoming. They don't like it when we say those words about those things. So she's going to talk about that. Dr. Annabelle.
Well, thank you, Michael. Hello, Michael. And yes, we are a lively bunch. We're a lovely bunch. Most certainly, we are a getting better and better looking bunch. And yes, I will play by the rules until the rules have changed. So we're going to play nice. So LifeWave and its brand partners do not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure. I'm Dr. Annabelle, hailing from New York, in the lovely land that's gotten warmer and it's not so yucky and dreary. So today we're going to share, because sharing is caring, and we're going to talk about our experiences with what we are going to describe is this innovative and holistic approach to wellness that is called LifeWave. And so LifeWave is an essential part of all of our wellness routines. And when we use them daily with a holistic and healthy lifestyle, we are more better for it. And we always like to talk about more of the X39, but we will talk about the other technologies, myself included, because the X39 is the patch of all patches. It is the one that gives you the most benefits, and it is the one that every age group can use without reservation and really do optimize their health. So what is the X39 or what is the LifeWave technology and what does it do for us? So the technology that we're describing is a wearable light therapy in the form of a patch and is as easy as placing a patch on our skin, on our clothing. And as long as it's within 3 inches of our body, our infrared light, also known as our body heat, activates the center of the patch. And in the center of the patch is a crystal structure. It takes in our light and it reflects our light back to us in the form of a specific wavelength because each of the patches reflects back a specific wavelength. But when we talk about specifically the X39, that wavelength has been discovered by decades-long research of a Dr. Lauren Picard to increase a protein that we naturally have in our body called GHK copper peptide. But that protein decreases with age and time. And so, in order to reap those benefits of that protein, which I will talk about, we use the X39 to activate the ability of our body or stimulate our body to reproduce it in a higher levels. Now, GHK can give you increase energy and increase vitality. It increases your mental clarity or improves your mental clarity, just to name a few things. And of course, my favorite to mention is always reduced inflammation and really rapid pain relief. Now, if you did want to learn more about what this GHK copper peptide is, as simple as a Google search, but there's a nice website that gives you a little summary called copperpeptidebreakthrough.com, and you can go in there and read for yourself, or you can go to independent research and just learn what this amazing peptide is capable of doing. And so tonight we're going to discuss all these great benefits that we talk about, that we have felt, I should say. But the LifeWave patches are a patented technology created by David Schmidt. They're non-transdermal, which means nothing is going into your body. And we wear the patches for 12 hours because 12 hours was found to be the most optimal time frame to wear it. We take it off, we give our body a 12-hour break, and then we put on a new patch. And when we patch daily, that is really when the benefits start to compound, and you really do feel it when you use it daily. And if you use it inconsistently, you will get inconsistent results, but consistency gives you consistent results and better results to boot. We hydrate well because it increases the communication between the cells, and so they can talk better and they can work better. And so that's why we hydrate well. And we are patient because it takes time. Some respond quickly, others take a little longer. But the general recommendation is to use the patches for 1 month for every 10 years you have been alive to start. And those of us who have truly loved what we're seeing and what we're feeling don't intend on ever stopping because we want to continue to do better and better and better. Now, some housekeeping rules. Please use symptoms only. Don't use diagnosis names. Tell us how you felt before you used the patches and what patches you use and how you feel now, because that is what gives us great hope and great joy to hear other people's successes, because we love to hear it. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Dr. Annabelle. That was magnificent. And I love to hear the way you describe everything. It's very good. And you're obviously a doctor too, so it makes it even better. So, all right. So we have, had a lot of people that I would say over the last, 2 years or so that I've done this show. We probably had well over 1,000 people that have described incredible miracles. And of course, Connie Lucas has another show on Sunday, and she's had thousands and thousands of people that have described miracles on her show. So it is obviously something that everyone can benefit from on, I think, across every spectrum, every level of, whether you're into healthcare, whether you're into fitness, whether you're into overcoming some problems you may have in your life. LifeWave definitely is what you want to have. It's something I've never thought would ever happen, and here we are. We're in med bed level technology that you can wear. So absolutely phenomenal. So anyone that wants to share, raise your hand at the bottom of the page. There's a react. It's got a little heart down there. You click on that, and then there's a little hand that you can it says raise hand, and you can raise your hand like I just did, and then lower your hand. So Dr. Kathy Wong.
Hello, LifeWave community and Michael. I hope everyone had a great Mother's Day. I wanted to go ahead and continue the, I guess, the great results that my friend Jim is having. Last week, I spoke that he had been on the patch technology just for one day, but even after that one day and the patch had come off and he was waiting for his patches to come in the mail, he was still experiencing some residual results. So now that he's gotten his patches, it's been, he told me, 4 days. He is noticing greatly reduced pain, less anxiety. He's able to breathe better, but more importantly, he stopped taking over-the-counter pain medication. So I think that's a win in itself, just not being able to take medication. So that is a great, testimony to what these patches can do in such a short amount of time. Keeping in mind that nobody gets to pick the fix. Okay, the body has that list of priorities, and a lot of times stem cell, activity will go to the areas where the body needs it the most. But in Jim's case, he got a great results immediately, and that's always what we're looking for.
Wow, yeah, that's fantastic. So President Trump just came out with up to 80% decrease in big pharma. So I think we're going to have a lot of those supplements and so forth come down in price. But if you really want to get off a lot of those supplements, our medications, supplements, they're supplemental to good health, I guess, to a certain extent. Some people have had great results from those. So we don't completely want to do away with them. But there are benefits from wearing the patch. And the patch has helped a lot of people get off multiple medications. There's complications a lot of times with these medications, so we want to have people obviously as healthy as it can be. So when you get off of medication, like Dr. Kathy is talking about, it is a massive win. It's a benefit, not only to your body, but also to your pocketbook and so forth. So it's a great win. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else? All right, here we go. Denise.
Hi.
Hey.
I just wanted to share. I just went to my eye appointment this morning, and I know many of you have been on for a long time. Have heard my eye story. How I used to have to have. I used to have a prescription for my driver's license, and last year I ended up forgetting to take my glasses with me to the DMV because I hadn't been wearing them. And anyways, I passed, and they took that off my I don't have to have it anymore for my driver's license. So I went in and I saw my gal this morning, and so I was telling her about it. I told her what I was doing and what has happened. And she said, well, let's just take a look at that. And then she did this thing. I've never had this done before. I didn't even know this was a thing, but they take a picture of your eye from, I guess, from behind the eye, and it shows you everything. I mean, it's amazing. I'm looking at this image on the screen, and I'm just blown away. And she's like, you're in perfect health. Everything looks perfect. There's no high blood pressure. There's no cholesterol. There's no diabetes, no signs of anything. You look like you're in perfect health. And then she said, let's get this eye exam done, and then we'll compare. So she did it, and she comes back and she goes, you're absolutely right. Your eyes have improved. You don't need long distance glasses at all anymore. So it was a tickle. So of course I gave her a card and she said she was going to call. But I said, go on that QR code and go check out the website. Anyways, I just wanted to share that. It was very fun to actually, even though I know and I've seen the changes, but for her to go, wow, you're absolutely right. So that was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's always nice to get that confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Roxanne.
Hi, Michael. Hi, everyone. So I spoke with a woman earlier today and, text, and she had sent me her miracle. I'm just going to read what I have. It's kind of lengthy, but she says, well, I'm nearly 80, so right away I planned for patience. I have been on LifeWave patches for 5 months. I was already fairly detoxed, so I proceeded to use X39, X49, Eon, Carnosine, glutathione, and energy enhancer. She took advantage of the sale last year. And then she says, her electric company recently installed a smart meter outside her bedroom wall. She chose to use X39 and X49 after she heard you speak on one of your shows about them acting like a Faraday cage. And then she heard on another show using the energy enhancers and glutathione for improved lung health. She's when she uses her inhalers, she noticed recently a slight improvement in her peak flow meter measurements pertaining to her lung function. And she also shed about 5 pounds without doing anything different. And then there's 2 more things. For nearly 3 years, she's had a bumpy, rosy spot on her cheek. She says it's still quite rosy, but the bumpiness is gone. And then she does have some leaky heart valves, but she's super excited for her annual echo in December to see if that's improved. And she's committed to continue the patches for the long haul. So she's very happy with what they're doing for her. And she's 80. Yeah.
I know. Isn't that great?
It is.
Age and getting a turnaround in life.
Yeah.
You struggle to stay alive all those years, and then you get in your later years, and it's a lot of people have issues and problems. But we're hearing from a lot of people that LifeWave patches are basically turning around their complications, and they're having a more fulfilling life. And God, so it's miracles. Love it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Dr. Annabelle.
All righty. Hello again. So for many years, I always had I had to be on my feet, for work and everything. Always on my feet, always on my feet. But over time, I noticed, especially on the weekends, because on the weekends I have a raised ranch, so I'm going up and down the stairs and doing stuff and moving around. By the end of the day, my feet and ankles would be throbbing, very painful, very uncomfortable. And so much so that I then start wearing short compression socks to kind of survive. But even then, it was so uncomfortable. So been on the patches now almost 2 years. And I am so happy to say that I don't have that issue anymore. So last week, especially, so last week, my little one turned 6. So my daughter is officially 6 year old now. And we had a party this weekend. So she's my Mother's Day gift, all rolled into one. And up and down the stairs, moving around, mingling. And so basically on my feet pretty much the whole day. Again, at the end of the day, no pain. I was fine. It was never, not ever comfortable after a very busy day. And now I don't have to worry about that. But I also did something a little extra. Where normally I always wear my X39 every single day. Yeah, yesterday, and I've been doing it consistently when I know I'm going to be busy on my feet, I put energy enhancers on my feet. I remember Connie Lucas did it during our December get together. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do what Connie Lucas did. And I'm going to put energy enhancers on my feet, especially if I know I'm going to be busy. Well, that is even better when you do that combination because, again, no issues with swelling, no issues with pain. And I was able to have that ability to go up and down and do my thing all day long, which is fantastic.
Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. I move the energy enhancers through the feet and they seem to work a lot better for me. But occasionally, like today, I have them up near my collarbone. So I just thought I'd put them high today. Just change it up a little bit. So just putting the energy enhancer on, you're going to burn like over 500 calories. Just put them on because it increases your metabolism. So you can actually see that. I have a watch that basically calculates my heart rate. When I'm like, like usually like 47 or lower in my heart rate, I put those on and I'm just relaxing and my heart rate starts to go up a little bit. So it's increasing your metabolism, getting you moving even when you're sitting. So it's good. And then when I do move, I have just boundless energy. It's just crazy how much energy keeps coming. I love it. Francine.
Hi, Michael and LifeWave family. I'm going to follow on your comment about the energy enhancer and Dr. Annabelle's. The end of March, I had to travel by air to a family wedding, and I don't fly anymore. I just stay local. Well, if you've ever been to SeaTac Airport, which is under construction outside and inside, and it's a really long airport. Long story short, you had to go from one end of the airport to the other. It was just a total nightmare carrying my 10-pound laptop and all that nonsense. Anyway, I put the energy enhancers on before that day. It was like, oh my gosh. When I got home, I actually went grocery shopping. I got home like at 6 o'clock in the evening, and I went grocery shopping after that. And it was just, I was flabbergasted. So the energy enhancers, I love them, and I'll keep wearing them when I need them. I won't waste them when I'm sitting here in my chair, but other times they're fantastic. So that's my share. Thanks.
That's fantastic. And I went through when I was at SEAL training. You go through Hell Week, and I was like, I wonder if energy enhancers would help all those guys. Oh, it's so funny the things you think about. Suzanne.
Hi, everybody. Very good. Thank you. So a little bit of advice. So I'm going through another retracing. The last time it was more of a recent situation, maybe 20 years old or so, with like neck situation. Now this, and that cleared up and everything is great. So recently I've been experiencing with my anterior tibialis, and where it articulates with the patellar ligaments, and like the muscle holds to the knee, right? And when I was 14, so way long ago, my foot was crushed with like a manhole cover thing, and luckily they put it all back together. It was very, very lucky, but it has definitely affected my stride over the years. So now I work out, of course, regularly. But so I'm thinking that it's restructuring my whole lower portion of my body. But in particular, I have a lot of sharp pain right where the muscle articulates in that, like lateral knee region. So if I kneel on it or something, and I've been playing around with like Eon and glutathione and carnosine and some ice wave, but I haven't really hit on anything. And like I work out assuming that it's still going to take time for my body to recalibrate because it's been so many decades. That was like the early 70s that happened. So, but I was wondering if there's any particular patch layout or something like that that might help if anybody has experience. Fred, calling Fred.
So I had a kneecap that was shattered when I was in the SEAL teams, and it would act up over the years. I haven't had any problems with it. So I think it's, and nothing that I had ever done had changed that.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that was different was, and it had been well over a decade, probably close to 15 years since I'd had the injury when I started using the X39, X49,
Right.
and I haven't had any problems with that knee whatsoever. So I think the X39, the mother of all patches, is doing its thing. Because when I first started with LifeWave, I was having a problem with it because I would have it flare up every year, sometimes for days, weeks, months.
Yeah.
And I took the ice wave and put it on there. I got the energy moving, and I got relief within seconds. And at the end of the day, when I took them off for 12 hours, I didn't have to put them on again.
Mm-hmm.
For like a year and a half later, I had little pain there again, so I put it there. So I think the X39 X49 combination. Now, one thing you can do is what I've done in painful areas that are having a little problem like that is I'll put the Eon and glutathione. So it seems to speed the healing, and of course the Eon patches is reducing inflammation, which causes a lot of pain and disease and so forth. So you're putting that right on that area, and the glutathione speeds up the healing process. So I think you may get some relief if you want to, super boost a certain area. I think that's a great way to do it. And I heard that on Connie Lucas's Sunday night show, where the doc talk. And so they were talking about that, and I'm like, I'll try that next time. And it does work. It does work wonders. It'll speed the healing process. Yeah. And get you moving. So that's one thing I recommend.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Roxanne.
Okay, I have another share, and it has to do with my son. He was really upset the other day, and like almost like a complete meltdown. Something triggered him, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna calm down. I put the Eon patches. So let me put this on you. It's going to help you. And I put the Eon patch actually behind the right ear, and within 5 minutes, he went from panic mode to total just chill. And he's like, Mom, thank you so much because I was so upset. And anyway, so it works, it really does. So it's amazing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And how old's your son now?
He's 14. So
very nice, very nice. Yeah,
love those teenagers.
Yeah, wow. That age, they should wear the Eon patch every day.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for letting me share that.
Yeah, thanks. That was a good one.
Okay.
And I guess he's had a lot of results, so that's going to be good for going forward. He's probably going to be, I think you even talked about how he wants to start to, move the patches himself.
Well, cool. That's what he said. And I said, maybe, when you feel comfortable, you can come and sit next to me and just listen and observe to, and so he might, we'll see what happens. Yeah,
getting his spirits now. He's getting his miracles now. So eventually when, he hits 18 and can start his own business, that'd be, if he's hanging around with you and seeing the results like we're talking about, he can really talk it. So,
right.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. And we're working on something. He has a raised scar on his arm. And so I'm trying to work on that, getting it less and less, which it looks like it's improving. And I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. So we'll see.
Yeah, good. That's very good.
Yeah.
And so just keep patching.
I will. And
Keep-
I'll take pictures.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Anyone else would like to share their miraculous stories? Kathy.
Hey, Michael.
Hey.
Being married to Tracy Joe, you probably know that every once in a while us women decide to move the furniture around in a
Oh, yeah.
room because we don't like where it's been sitting. So I came home Saturday and I said, I don't like this too well. Let me move this. Well, I have a two-piece sectional in there and two big chairs. And my granddaughter was there. She's 12. And she said, okay, Mimi, I'll help you. I said, okay, here we go. And we started moving stuff, and she's like, maybe you should get Dad. I said, it's okay. We got this. And she said, okay, Mimi. And so she helped me get some stuff moved. And I said, let me check this out. I don't really like it this way. And she said, oh, Mimi, I'm out. I said, okay. So I started moving it all around by myself. I was lifting, I was tugging, I was pushing and pulling. I was like, after 3.5 hours, I was like, okay, I'm going to feel real good for Mother's Day tomorrow. But you know what? I got up, dun, dun, dun. No pain. I had my X39, 49 glutathione and my energy enhancers on. So it
Wow.
was good. It was all good. And the room looks great.
That's good. That's good. So the value of wearing the patches long term, your skeletal muscular structure is probably enhanced over this time frame.
It is.
So you're doing stuff that people half your age would probably have problems with.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chris.
Hello, Michael.
Hey.
About at least a month ago, I shared that on the bottom of my finger right here, I had a little bump. And I know some doctors have said just whack it with a book, but that would be right in that spot would be a little painful. So I was actually wearing the X39 right here for the longest time. And then about a week ago, I just switched it back to the C7 because David has always said it doesn't matter where on the body you put it. And I did that about a week ago. And then last night, all of a sudden it just disappeared. And it is totally gone. I can actually feel where it was. And it's one of those things where I didn't know if the patches would, help that dissipate or not. But then all of a sudden, one morning I woke up, it was gone. So just a little quick share there.
That's a good one. And that's the way it turns out, like Dr. Annabelle was saying, over time, you're going to start to notice stuff. And it just creeps up on you. It's like, I don't have that issue again, or I don't have that issue now. I don't know where it went away or when it went away, but it's just not there anymore. And I had it for my whole life, or it's crazy stuff. So yeah, long term, wearing the patches basically has phenomenal results in a lot of different areas. Lynn.
So I had 3 things I wanted to talk about tonight. The first is, I think it was 2 weeks ago on Connie Lucas's Monday Night Business Show, she shared about what each patch does. And I think that's up on Telegram by now. But one thing she said was she was talking about athletes, and she said my name, and she said, carnosine, if you add that to your routine, will improve your performance. And I hadn't worn the carnosine when I was working out for a long time. I wear the glutathione just because of the air outside, the air quality, but I wear the energy patches, and I'll do Eon for inflammation and the 39 and 49, but I hadn't done the carnosine. So I tried it Saturday and I tried it today. And I'm here to tell you, if you guys want to boost in your athletic performance, put that carnosine on. Do you do that one too, Michael?
I do. Yeah, it is definitely helpful. Good point. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, I had not done that before, so I recommend that. And then I wanted to share 2 more things. One is the retracing. So I wanted to remind people that retracing can also include emotional retracing, because a lot of people who join under me have trauma of some sort, any kind of trauma, it doesn't matter. And they can do emotional retracing when they start the patches, usually within the first week, I've noticed. So I just want to let people know there is freedom on the other side of that. If they just hang in there and get that processed out, that then they'll be past that. And then the last thing I wanted to share was redness. So I'm allergic to adhesive myself, and I know we have the highest level of medical grade adhesive in our patches, but still there are times when I can get like a little red under the patch. So I just use the Skin Wisdom that you sell, Michael, to make that redness go away, and just move the patch. Or I can put it on my clothes, or I can, stick it down with a K-tape or something different. But I just want to encourage people, the results are well worth just working around that. And I think you said you had red at times too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just move them around,
Yeah.
and but I haven't used it. I haven't tried the Skin Wisdom on that, so I'll definitely
Yeah.
try that. So that's
Yeah.
a good
It
idea.
really helps. Yeah.
I use it on everything else. Why wouldn't I do that? It's- hello.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jen.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you. Lorenda.
Hi, Michael and everyone.
Hi. Hi.
I have a great testimony to share about our newest premium brand partner. And he's not here to share it himself, but when he got his patches on day one, he put on the X39, and he's still remodeling his house that flooded, and he got a really bad cut on his hand. And he cleaned it up and all that. But that night he went ahead and worked out, even though he's normally tired. He worked out for an hour from 9:30 to 10:30. And the next morning he got up and he couldn't even find where the cut was on his hand.
Wow.
It like healed up. And so he's like, yep, you're right. This stuff works. And I'm really glad. He hadn't even tried any of the patches before he just went ahead and signed it. He studied everything and went, yeah, okay, we're doing this, and just signed up. And so I wanted to share that because I thought he was really excited about it. So
I love that. I love that when people get those great results like that.
yeah, so I just wanted to share that with everyone.
And that won't be the only one that he gets. He'll be back. He'll be telling you more. So
oh yeah, he will. He's only been on them not even a week yet. So but yeah, it's pretty exciting that his quick result. He was like, wow, this is just amazing. So yeah, his cut was, I guess, pretty bad and bled like heck and all that. And the next morning, he couldn't find it. He's going to see what he needed to do for it. And he's like, well, where the heck is it? He couldn't find it. So that was exciting. And I would like to share something else.
Okay.
For the last few days, I have been saving my used X39s because, they're still kind of good, and putting them somewhere else. And I also have a adhesive problem, and, they're not going to stick no more. So am I allowed to say what I use to stick them on?
Sure, go ahead.
Melaleuca Band-Aids. I'm not allergic to those. And I can use those any day, all day, and no problems like other medical tape or whatever. And they work really well. And so I just find another spot I'd like to directly put it on if something hurts, and they work. So don't throw away your X39s, reuse your old one and put on a fresh one too. But yeah, so
very cool. Yeah. Yeah, we're having a lot of people have great uses. They give them through the pets, put them on the plants, on electrical appliances that are like a little quirky. So it's amazing things that are happening with those used patches.
Yeah, and even like really young little kids or something, that's great. But if you don't, I mean, I have plants, but don't have any pets or little kids. But so I've been just reusing it, if something hurts or something somewhere, and I feel it. It definitely works.
Very good.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Great share. Thanks, Lorinda.
You're welcome.
Roxanne.
Okay, I have my hand raised for Dennis, and I think he's got a pretty good one.
Okay. Go ahead, Dennis. So unmute. Dennis, you need to unmute.
There, can you hear me
There
now?
you go. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I got a friend, I've known him since seventh grade, Dave Dick. We pretty much raised together. We golf a lot. He's golfed a lot. We go to Perdido Key in the winter, and last week we played 18 holes, and it was his 10th anniversary of his first heart attack. And he had it on the golf course at Perdido Key. And then 3 years ago, he had another heart attack. He's had 2 heart attacks. And I got him on the patch 6 months ago. I said, Dave, got to try this. He's on all this medication, and he says, "Oh, I'll try anything." But anyway, he's been golfing and doing things, but he's been anxiety. You know, when he had 2 heart attacks, thinking he might have another heart attack. He's always been high strung, and he's been on these patches, and he's calmed down a lot. His golf game's better. He's not doesn't get upset when he's a bad shot. He's just changed his demeanor. And he says, I don't know if they work or not, but when I don't have them, he feels listless and stuff. So he's always calling me, make sure I'm getting some tomorrow, getting some more tomorrow. But he's done really well on them, and I've seen it happen from day one. I've known the guy all my life, you know. So I just think it's a miracle that this patch is just taking him from just feeling like he might have his next heart attack, and it's over, to now his golf game's getting better, and he's just focused on life, and it just looks really good. So I just want to, and so X39, just been on the X39, and I've been on it for 6 months now, and it's just done a lot of good things for me. I know my hair's thicker, my skin's better, and my frame of mind, I can read faster. Just overall, I have a degree in physiology. I was a pre-dental major at Michigan State, and I understand it, and I believe in it. And so I just know it's working. You can just feel it. So it's just been great to be a part of this, and thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So yeah, X39 obviously is a great all around. 49 actually focuses on the cardiovascular function as well. So if you do performance bundle, you get that, and so that might help you out.
I'm starting on 49 next week.
Oh, outstanding.
49 and the 39 too for the first time. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, very good, very good. So that'll take it next level. So it's good that you start, you know, with a patch, and you stay with a patch for a little bit, so your body gets used to that, and then you can start to try out other patches over time, like we talk about. But yeah, the performance bundle is a great one. If you get that off, and it's actually cheaper, again, 10 bucks cheaper to get them. So great deal. So wish you a lot of luck, and hopefully, Dennis, you'll be back and tell us more results. It'd be great.
There's more coming.
I love it. Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Jen.
Hey, Michael, I have some really good news for our group, because they have the bundle starting today for 5 days, maybe 7, I'm not sure. You'll get a free SP6 with it if you buy the bundle. So I do buy the bundle on auto ship, so I save that. So I save the extra $10. So, but I said, oh, it's $40 saving if I do this. So I'm going to do the special, and I'm going to buy. I realize I'm out of it because I keep sharing with people that are sick. So I'm going to buy a bunch of it tonight. Just wanted to say that. But the reason I raised my hand, I was with my grandcats and grandchildren this weekend, and we have a cat who's really struggled to get his use of his legs back in their back, and he's getting heavier, and I slipped a X39 on his collar, and we're going to start, I called my daughter and son-in-law and said, you got to put this on every day. It's going to make him grow stronger. So I did that, got that going. And then the other thing is, I went back to pick up my glasses from the eye doctor, not the doctor, but the guy who puts the glasses together, whatever that. And I said, would you read the results from my last test with the eye doctor, who really didn't give me a lot of credit for the patches I wanted him to, but he wasn't, that interested. This guy, he looked at him, he said, my God, you cut everything in half. Your eyes are so much better. And I don't even need the extra help for it's called astigmatism. I don't know. Is that a prognosis? I don't know. But anyway, I don't need it anymore. I'm clear. So my glasses have totally changed. And of course, the guy that was helping me was very excited about the patches. So I gave him the whole pamphlet that I had and have been talking to him about it. And he's looking at it because he's interested. He's young and athletes need these things, you know. I I have energy patches on today because I was up too late last night helping a friend and getting up early to do things. So there you go. Along with 39 and 49 Holy Grail. Remember that, Holy Grail. Okay, that's my bit.
Very nice. Thanks, Jen. Sally.
Hi there, Michael and everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to share. And I don't have any sort of measurements or great athletic performances to share, but I do have like a subjective state of mind and being. And we had Mother's Day here the other day on Sunday, and I went for a big walk down the beach. Now, I have been walking the beach, but I set out with the thought, I think I want to go right down to, you know, the next little village there, the next creek, and I did, and it was just such a gorgeous day. And I was sending out lots of gratitudes to not only my mum, but sort of every lovely woman through my life who's shown some mothering or some support. And it was just a really lovely, lovely time. And so, you know, given that a couple of years ago I was having very bad breathing difficulties, and I could barely walk a block down to the beach here without sort of feeling so I might collapse, and you know, feeling the anxiety of, uh-oh, something's bad's going to happen. So things are really changing, and then last night Nick, my partner, came off his Zoom, which he started, and he said, he gets all serious and he says, I need your help. I said, oh, what's that? He said, I want to walk every day. So that's a great statement. And even though we're heading into winter here now and it's not that appealing, but I think with both of us, we'll get stuck in a little bit more and head for the next summer. So thank you, Michael, and everyone, for it's rather like an accountability group too, isn't it, here?
Yeah, it's nice. And I know you guys have come a long way with patches, so that's great. So what's it like walking in New Zealand on the beach? Do you see mountains in the background? What's it like?
Well, on our beach, it's a sandy point that's sheltered by an island offshore called Kapiti Island, which is very beautiful, and it's a bird sanctuary, and it's got fabulous diving out there, which I used to dive. Was lucky enough to dive around there many years ago. So it's a sandy beach, sort of, it's hard sand and it's flat and sheltered. But we can see the South Island of the country. There's two main islands, north and south. So depending on the weather, sometimes we can see the snow on the mountains on the South Island. And turn around, there's a beautiful sort of low range of hills. And then up north, the coast sweeps around to another big point, which is not sheltered. It's pretty wild out there. So it's altogether beautiful. And I feel very grateful to be here.
I bet. The land of Lord of the Rings. It must be fabulous. So thanks for sharing.
Thanks, Michael.
Dr. Annabelle.
I have my hand raised for Maria Gill. She wants to share.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
This may not be too significant, but it is for me. I've been on the patches for a little while, actually religiously for the last 2 months, but intermittently for over the past year. And what I noticed is I always used to spend the entire day, I'd notice myself gritting my teeth, you know, like just kind of grinding, and I could hear a sound in my ears when I do that. I didn't do it at night, but just during the day. I have noticed for the past week or so, I don't grind my teeth anymore. So that
Good.
may it because I'm having problems with my teeth now, and I'm trying to figure out how to regenerate them because I know we're supposed to regrow a third set of teeth. That's supposed to be natural for us, and I don't know how to quite know how to, you know, tap that for the moment. Anyhow, it's a big thing. It's like my jaw is not all clenched all the time now. So it's a small thing, but important for me.
Yeah, that's great. Which patch are you using?
39 mainly, but
Yeah.
also 49 and carnosine for my eyes.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So
Brilliant. Good job.
thank you.
Thank you. Tom.
Yeah, hey, it's so nice being down here in paradise with y'all. And I had a question for you. Like I noticed it was funny when I think it was Dennis was talking about the hands. I looked down at my hands. I'm like, hey, the bumps are gone. Like I didn't even think about it until it was said. And then also with the pets, that's really interesting, synchronistic, because I have a cat that's very skittish and would never come up. And I think it's because it senses any kind of stress or things like that. And now that I've been taking the stuff and being very calm, it comes up all the time. Like it feels like it can come up. I think pets associate, they benefit from this stuff too. The question I have though is maybe for Dr. Annabelle or someone about, I've had this on my whole life that I can remember, is the dark little thread-like dark floaters that are in your eye. And if you're on the beach, you'll notice them really clearly when it's sunny out, and there'll be this like these little grains going by in your eye. And is there anything that any strategic plan that could be used to help eliminate that? It'd be amazing to actually see clearly.
If anything, I think Roxanne could speak to this because I think you just said it recently, Roxanne, too, and others, but really just consistent patching. I would assume that with consistent X39 over time, that does. But I don't know if Roxanne, you want to add to that.
Sure, I every day X39 and X49, that's what I wear. And then at night I'll wear carnosine either on one side or the other on my temples at night. And then I wear the Alavita patch over my third eye. And of course, I always wear Eon at night and I place that behind my right ear. But I really think just over time, you'll start to notice or not notice that they're there. That's what happened in my case.
Did you have those? You had the black little floaty things?
I did, and you're right, you see them more in the bright light, but I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, I had realized I don't have that anymore. So it took me by surprise, but the patches I just named, that's what I use. So
Yeah, Tom, a lot of people say that you put the carnosine on one of the temples, usually wear it at night, and usually has great results for the eyesight and getting rid of those little floaties.
Perfect. I'll have to order that.
Yeah, that'd be good. Thanks, Tom. Connie.
Hi there. So I wanted to add on to what Jen was talking about the special. Just so everybody understands, typically when they have a special, in fact, every time I've seen, it does not count for monthly auto ships. So if you are on an X39, X49 bundle as your monthly auto ship, don't think you're going to get a free SP6 because you won't. You have to go into your account, go into your back office, click under store, and then go down to promotions, and you need to order them that way. And then if you 39.49, you can always then adjust your auto ship to something else or bump it out, whatever you need to do. But I just don't want anybody to get upset thinking I'm already on 39.49 and I'm going to get this free patch, and you must order it as its own special. With that being said, SP6 is really, we undersell all of our patches for what they do. What we can market and say is really so much less than what they actually do. And SP6 is especially like that. It is marketed to help with curb cravings when you're trying to lose weight. This is how it's always been marketed. However, it works in the system in a very unique way. For example, for those of us women who maybe get a little bit warm at night, wearing the SP6 can really make a difference. I've seen a lot of women who are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and still having their menses, and very, very painful. And when they use X39 and SP6 combined, they get resolution of sometimes things they've had issues with monthly for 20 years. It also helps the body to mobilize lipids or fats, and you need those for cellular repair. So you will hear Dr. Tom Acklin, the neurologist on our team, saying he really thinks for him the Holy Trinity is X39, X49, and SP6. SP6, the reason we market it for curbing cravings is it will put you into a ketogenic, help the body go into a ketogenic state. So it starts to burn more fat as fuel. Therefore, you're not going to get as hungry. You're going to be more efficient fat burning. But beyond that, just the fact of the body being able to cellularly repair is critical. So it's a fun one to add in. You just may not know all that it does. So I just wanted to tag on with that.
Awesome, thanks. So it's kind of like you're getting a $70 savings by buying the performance bundle separate. And I think you can buy up to 5 of them. I'm getting ready to buy them now. So I think the most you can buy on these specials is 5. So that's I like to stock up on this stuff, and I'm a little bit low on my SB6 and X39, X49 bundle, performance bundle patches. So I'm gonna just go, and here it is in the back office. You just go in there, and it's X39, X49, SB6 complete, free SB6. So it's like a $70 savings. If you do the X39, X49 separately, it's a little bit more expensive. By doing them in the performance bundle, you're going to save. And then if you have it performance bundle on a basically you're getting it shipped. It's one part of your shipment, monthly shipment. Then you're going to save another $10. So really good way to get into those. And of course, like Connie was saying, SB6 appetite craving suppressor, increases digestive function, increase organ function, balances hormones and hypothalamus, regulates all autonomic nervous system. So really great patch. I've been using it for many years. Good patch. You'll like it. And you put it down on your, I put it down my, I have it, actually I would pull it up right now, but it'd be kind of awkward. But it's down on my left ankle on the inside. And that's where a lot of people wear it. Mm-hmm. Denise.
I just wanted to mention that for some people, if you want to order that special and you can't afford to have your auto ship go through, you can cancel your auto ship so that you're not having to buy it twice and then just restart your auto ship after that. I know I've had a lot of people go, I want that special, but I can't afford to have my auto ship go through around the same time. So I just have them cancel that if you get it in time, and then get the special and then start your auto ship again for whatever date you want it to start.
All right, Connie, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I'm going to add on to that, Denise, because it's not super easy to set up an auto ship in the back office. So what I usually suggest is that you just push the date out. Don't cancel. If you cancel, it's going to be more difficult for them to set it up again. But you can simply go into an edit processing date, and you could move it out a month. Now, if you're buying as a wholesale customer or as a preferred customer, you can't cancel because then you'll go to retail. So you need to just push that shipment out a month. And then if you're a brand partner, you need to make sure that you're still going to stay active. So you may need to change that auto ship to something else. Maybe you order an Eon or something else this month. So just a heads up on that. So Denise, sorry to step over you. I just hate to see somebody go through canceling.
No, that was perfect.
Pushing
Great.
it out easier.
I didn't even think about that. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Brilliant mind.
Thanks, ladies. Jen.
Yeah, I'm answering Trish. She had placed an auto ship with the X39 and 49 and wondered if she could get the SP6 added. No, Trish, you can't. And the minute that things are ordered, unless you get it like within an hour or something, they put it through, and every time I call to change something, it's shipped already. Okay, well, you just got it. But anyway, so they won't they won't do that. But I put an order through today, and then I said, oh no, I got to change it. And luckily the order didn't go through. I lucked out because I would have been stuck with it. But and I love what everybody's adding about the auto ship and stuff like that. I play with mine all the time. I change it to 3 patches that are the smaller ones instead of if I've got too many. But now I don't have enough X39 and 49. I'm going to stock up like Michael. I've got to. That's it. That's my 2 cents.
Very good. And you can only get 5. I just tried to get more. They only let you get 5.
Plenty for me. Yeah.
Anyone else? We got time for maybe one more. Everyone want to slide one in?
Well,
All right, Trish.
I'll go. I just had a really long week. I drove from New Jersey to Duck, North Carolina to spend the week with my class of 73, 25, 70-year-olds. God, everybody stayed up so late. I don't even know how I did it. And then I left a day early, drove home here to New Jersey. It took me 9 hours because my daughter was flying to Australia. She just got there right now. And for some reason, she picked up her twin brother's puppy at University of Delaware on the way home. So here I am with a puppy. I made the mistake of putting my used X39 on the puppy's collar overnight because I think his eyesight's not good, and I was doing like testing on him. His eyesight wasn't good, but he stayed up all night, so that's not a good thing to do at night. I should have put it on during the day. And then the next day, I drove her back down to Wilmington to her friend's house to go to Philly Airport, and then went to University of Delaware, met my son and his new girlfriend, and dropped off the puppy and came home. It's like 16 hours of driving in 2 days.
Wow.
And I was fine. And actually, I'm still having my hip issues. And I went to the vascular doctor today just because I had an appointment. He said, your skin looks great. I really wouldn't do anything till after your hips, if your veins or whatever. He's like, so I said, okay, that's fabulous. I knew him from 10 years ago when I worked in the ICU with him at Morristown. So that was nice. Yeah. I probably could have done it without the patches. So that's great. Thanks.
Good deal. Thanks for sharing it. Sue. Go ahead, Sue. You're muted if you didn't realize that. All right, maybe she stepped away. All right, guys. Great shares tonight. Really love hearing all these amazing testimonies. We look forward to next Monday and more amazing shares. So lots of love to you guys. If you guys want to unmute and say good night, and lots of love to you guys. We'll see you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you,
night,
Michael.
everybody.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank
Thank you, Tracy.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so very much.
All right.
Great information.
Good night, everyone.
Hello, hello.
Love y'all.
God bless you all.
God bless you guys. Now it works. Okay.
Oh.